Hi, I'm Simon Young from DuncanFitnessCentre.com, and we're going to run through the second workout in the current phase using bands and body weight. So the first group, or the first tricep we have, is a lawnmower row, a face pull, and then we've got a variation either as a front squat or something that we call a spider squat, or something even more dynamic called a spider squat jump. The lawnmower row, you want a fairly heavy band. Take the band, place it securely under one foot. I prefer to double wrap around that foot. Nice strong stance, flat back, neutral spine. From there, you're going to row, pulling your shoulder blade down and back. Control back to the start position and row. Biggest problems on this is the turning of the hips. We don't want to do that. We want to keep our back nice and flat. Try squeezing your bum on this extended leg. That will really help. Second biggest problem is not enough tension at the bottom. When you are here, you want tension on the band. If it's loose, simply tighten the band up to find the start position. Tuck the chin slightly, neutral spine, squeeze that shoulder blade, control back. Remember, with bands, we want to be dynamic on the up or on the work, control on the down. Do both reps each side. Then we're going to go to the face pull. The face pull is about squeezing those shoulder blades. So when you do the face pull, your thumbs are going to face in towards you like a biceps curl. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together as hard as you can. Do not arch your back. Keep a nice neutral pelvis like you're in plank. Pull it in and get a nice squeeze. For our purpose today, we're going to go what's called a split stance. Squeeze the glute on the back leg. Each time you go to do this exercise, switch the legs the other way. So I've got a band here. I'm going to take a nice split stance. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Arms up high, I'm looking at my thumbs. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades down and back. Control. I'm looking where the band is fastened. I'm pulling the band towards my forehead and then squeezing my shoulder blades. From there, we're going to go into either a front squat, a spider squat, or a spider squat jump. If it's a front squat, we've done these a lot of the time. Take your band, squat down, place it over your upper arms, and get the elbows nice and high. From here, grip the floor with the legs. Keep the elbows high. Sit down and back into a full squat. Drive up, squeeze your glutes. Sit down and back into a nice full squat. Drive on up, keep those elbows high. For something a little different, you can try what we call a spider squat. In a spider squat, you sit down and back, then you push hard with one leg, drive the other leg to the elbow. Sit down and back, drive. This loads one leg a little more than the other. If you're okay with dynamic movements, you can drive out that bottom position. Control, control, to what we call a spider squat jump. The real benefit of the spider squat jump is it develops power and it works your cardiovascular system a great deal. Then we're going to look at the second grouping. We've got a push-up or a modified push-up. We have a band pull apart, a band press down, and then we're going to do a lateral lunge or a lateral lunge with a jump if you want something more dynamic. So a push-up. I've shown in the past how you can put a band around yourself to assist with the push-up. When we do the push-up, squeeze those legs together, neutral pelvis, pull the shoulder blades down and back like you're trying to unscrew the floor. Keep the abs tight. If you can, keep the elbows tight to the ribs, and a nice straight line as you do your push-up. Next, we're going to go band pull apart. You'll actually need a lighter band than you think, probably your lightest one you own. There are two ways of doing the band pull apart. First way is a single band length. Step inside the band. Bring it up to chest height. Put your hands inside the band so there's a little bit of tension. Lean over with a flat back. Pull the shoulder blades together, control back down. So that's the first variation of the pull apart. Make sure there's always tension on the band. You keep a nice neutral pelvis. If you get in trouble in this position, standing up will help facilitate the last couple of reps. If that's too easy, very simply, go on a double length of band. Lean on over, slight bend in the elbows, working at pulling the shoulder blades together. Do not shrug those shoulders. As before, you can stand on up to help you get in those last couple of reps if you need to. Then we're going to go to a band press down to work the rear of the arm, the tricep. Securely mount your band nice and high. Couple of ways of doing the band press down. First one, grip the band at chest height. Make sure you're not shrugging. Put the feet close together, elbows tight to the ribs. Very slightly bend the knees, then drive the band towards your hips, squeeze the back of the arms, control that. Drive down, squeeze. Sometimes you find that there's not enough tension. Two ways of doing this. Number one, grab the band higher up. Number two, kneel down. By kneeling, we've got to work our core a little more, squeezing our bum, neutral pelvis, no shrugging, drive it down, control up. A lot of the time, we'll cheat by rocking, letting our elbows drift out in front. We don't want to do that. We want to just bend and straighten at the elbows. From there, we've got a lateral lunge or a lateral lunge jump. If you're keeping away from impact, you need to take a nice wide stance. Push your hip over and back. The feet stay parallel like they're on skis and you're trying to load this glute. Once you've got that position, pause, then driving through the bent leg, come up to the top position. Hips go over and back, loading the other glute, driving up. Be careful on the width of your stance. Sometimes people go too wide and strain the back of the knee on that extended leg. Don't do that. You step out, sit back, push the hips back, drive up, step out, drive up. For something a little bit more dynamic, you step out and back, you push your hand to the floor and reach the other hand behind. By doing this, you'll keep your back flat and load both glutes. From there, you drive up to the top, push the hips back, drive up, push the hips back, drive up. So this hand that reaches will get that glute turned on. If you have the space to do so, you can go a little bit more dynamic like we do in our groups. So from here, we step over, we drive up, step, we step, we step, we step, we step. Always pushing the hip back, reaching with the hand. So that is your second workout grouping. The lawnmower pull, the face pull, the front squat or the spider squat, push up, pull apart, push down, and finally that lateral movement.